Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. That will be the title for today's video. You see, have you ever stopped and even asked yourself, what game am I playing? Do I even want to play this game in the first place? Are other people around me playing the same game, or are they playing a different game? Did I even consciously choose to play this game in the first place? Did I opt into this game? Or was it kind of unconsciously just kind of passed down to me? Or were other people around me, everyone playing the game, friends and family, so I thought, okay, well, it's time to play the same game. Because chances are, if you're like me, you just kind of were put into this place to play the game. You're almost like a fish dropped in a tank, and now you have to find your way to find food, and you see these glass boundaries and you don't know what to do, but you eventually find your way, and eventually you become docile. You think that you're in this tank when in reality is you're in the ocean. You see, these are the kind of processes of these thoughts to have when you want to become more free. I think this really just comes down to being more free and doing things based off what you want to do, playing your own game. You see, there's many games, many matrices. A lot of people think that there's this one so-called matrix of the system. The movie The Matrix is based off of that, this idea of how you got to escape the matrix, red pill and blue pill. But if you really think about it, a matrix extends far beyond just this construct that we've created of society controlling the world. You'll always be in a matrix. It's just a question of which matrix, right? A matrix that you'll design, or a matrix that they'll design. And I think probably the most powerful thing to do is be around people that are playing a different game, right? A different game in many different senses. A different game meaning they're playing big. They're not playing small. They're professional, not an amateur. They're intentional with the way they're curating their life, the people around them, the food they're eating. Everything is by design. Those are the people, the visionaries, the inspirations that you have to be around. You have to. And if you're only around people that are playing it small, or playing the game that they didn't even want to play, but they're just kind of drifting with the wind, gliding with the waves, you got to remove yourself from those people. You have to remove yourself from those people. And it's not easy, because a lot of those people end up being your family, end up being some of your friends you grew up with, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, what kind of life do you want? What kind of game do you want to play? Because my friend, you have to play a game. This is the game. This is one giant game. But within this big game, there's this game. There's the internal game. Your reality is a microcosm of this whole world. As within, so without. As below, so above. There's always going to be something internal, something external. Just a question of what you make it. And I think that's really what's really important, is to basically understand that if you think that this world is just going to be kind of something where it's just the external without the internal, then you're getting caught up in a game that is not very rewarding. And I'm very purposely, when I say this idea of a game that a lot of people are playing that they don't want to play, I'm very abstract with it on purpose, because there's just so many different ways to interpret that. That's up to you to interpret that how you want to interpret that, whether it's with money, status, fame, materialistic things, doing things for other people, pleasing, so many different things that you don't want to do, but you're doing anyways, or that you don't know anything else. You don't know the alternative. Whatever it is that you think of, that's a game that probably you didn't even choose to play in the first place. We didn't grow up just thinking to ourselves, oh, well, I want to do what makes other people happy. No one consciously thinks that. I want to make a lot of money so I could spend money on things that don't actually bring me true fulfillment. No one consciously thinks that. Like, no one does. That makes no sense. That's completely illogical. There's no way to rationalize that. But we get caught up in this game of chasing the cheese. We're the rat. We're the mouse. Chasing the cheese. The cheese is constantly moving. It's not going to stop ever. You may think you're going to catch it eventually. You're going to get it. You're going to make all this money or get all this status and wealth and drive the nicest car and have the nicest house and keep up with the Joneses and all this stuff. More. But one day, if you get to one day, a lot of people don't even get to one day. Either they pass away too soon or they just never realize it in their whole lifetime. They get to a point, if they do, of realizing, what the hell is all this stuff for? I'm playing the wrong game. But they're already on level 97 of infinity, like an infinite game. The game never ends. The game never ends. People are playing it. People are continuing to play it. And they're doing well in this game. But this game doesn't end. Why would you want to play a game that doesn't end? The game that you cannot win. You cannot win it. The only way to move past the game, to succeed in this grand game, is to not play it at all. Is to invent your own game where you can win and dominate. And again, this is very abstract, it's very broad. You're probably wondering, well, what game do I play? Like, how do I make this game? What kind of game are you talking about? You got to figure that out yourself. Maybe in another video I'll explain more about how you have to create your own game, create your own inner world, and treat it like a video game and level up your character and do things that are inherently beneficial towards your strengths and figure out what your weaknesses are and improve those, right? It's just like a video game. It really is. But we have to rewire the patterns, the belief systems, all the fear within us of thinking that we're not capable of so much more. You have a vision for a reason. We have an imagination for a reason. Why do you think an imagination exists? Just for the sake of imagination? You think it's just like a thing that kids experience? Oh, you're just dreaming. It's their imagination. They're just a little kid. No. We're all psyop to all these things, man. You have to realize that the imagination's there for a reason. It's there for a reason. But that reason is for you to discover. For you to discover. Don't think that these things are just for kids. Don't think that imagination is just for kids, that dreaming big is just for kids. This is what I was psyoped into believing not only a few years ago, like 3 years ago. I literally thought that, which is crazy. I thought I would look, down on people that were, having these delusional dreams and were imagining that they could become successful, like friends or whatever it may be. People that weren't there yet, right? Because what I was doing there was I was imposing my own limitations, my own insecurities, my own fear onto them, projecting it outwards. But as within, so without, remember. But it's funny how all these cliches and things that you think are total BS have a lot of validity to them. There's a reason why there's secret societies out there and people that know all of this, that are extremely powerful, extremely successful, quote unquote, run the world, whatever you want to call it. No need to go there, but play your own game. Be on your own terms, because that will serve you, that will serve your family, that will serve your purpose, that will serve your mission. Have it all aligned. Have your North Star there, and everything else falls in place. Everything else is congruent with that. With that being said, that's a wrap on this video, and I shall see you in the next one. Peace out.